Welcome everyone to the third and final Interregnum report of Alea Iacta Est, at least the Crusader Kings 2 part. So, let's do like we did last time and start from the left and go right. And we start off by looking at England, and we will, like the last time, look at culture, religion and ruling dynasties mainly. So, England is unified with Scotland. So this is English and this is Scottish. But they are both ruled by Norse. They have been ruled by Norse kings since I don't know how long. There's barely any Anglo-Saxons left at all. There's also a free kingdom of Wales here. And Ireland is ruled by all manner of things. So, this is the post-edit save, by the way. So I moved some German provinces here, and I removed Lithuania's province here. I moved the French capital back to mainland France because it didn't make sense. Moved this province and, you know, just minor stuff. Nothing big. So this is still very, very much representative of the state we left the game in. So, this is the culture map mode. As you can see, it's mainly Norse. I can include this part here as well, because it's part of it. So, there's some free Irishmen, some random Franks and Welsh people in Ireland. Wales is, fortunately, Welsh. This is the last pocket of Anglo-Saxons left in the world, in Sussex. And there's still some Bretons in Cornwall, and they shouldn't really be Bretons, right? No, I think they should be Cornish. Anyway, the religion is, yeah, Catholic, nothing exciting. So, the ruling dynasties are the Refers, and here we have, how do you pronounce this? It's those, the Pebidiog. But it looks like the Refers are going to... They have been kings here for quite some time, and they will most likely keep the throne for some time in Europa, in Versailles. He does have some children, so the succession is secure, even though he has the great pox and is a drunkard and everything in between. He's not going to convert over as a great ruler, obviously, but his heir is quite good. So let's take a look at Scandinavia and the Baltic states. Lithuania has inherited Sweden. They are ruled by a Lithuanian of Gardinas king, which is going to be converted over as the Isgardinas. It looks to be rather stable, to be honest. No major revolts. No culture flips, so this is still Swedish. It's still de jure Sweden. A lot of this is still de jure Sweden. This is still Norwegian, but Norway hasn't existed for a long time. Bohemia rules Denmark. They have both the kingdoms, Bohemia and Denmark. But their kings are Bohemian. Of an ancient Norse dynasty, though. The religion looks like this. It's all Catholic, with some Muslims creeping in from the east. And you already saw the culture map mode, but as you can see, Finland is entirely Germanized by the Teutonic Order. And Lithuania has Lithuanianized all of the Baltics, basically. There's no Lettigalian or Prussian or... Well, there's some Estonian left. Not much. The ruling dynasties look like this. Apparently, the current Grandmaster is of the Mjolmerid dynasty, which is of course the same dynasty that rules Denmark and Bohemia. And the Isgardinas here, of course, with a random carling here in Trøndelag. So there is actually a free Norwegian state for all you Norwegians watching, if there's any. So, Poland. I can include Poland in this because it's nearby. Poland is entirely Catholic and almost entirely Polish and is ruled by the Off-Blasky dynasty. I don't know if they have ruled for a long time. I don't think they have. I think this used to be Masoviecki. I can take a look actually. Seems like they have been having quite a bit of upheaval the last few years with some Carlings even. Some Carlings, some Off-Blasky, Svidniki, Masovieckis. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and Italy has a part of Pomerania for some random reason. So, this is, well, mainly our creation here with the Gonabadids, or Gonabadids, or actually just Gonabadid, no S on the end there. Must be a Turkish thing, not to have the S. Oh wait, actually, yeah, it's only the Timurids, and I guess it's a Mongol thing to have an S at the end. So, a huge chunk here is actually Byzantine, because the Byzantine Empire inherited Russia. Ruthenia is still around though, with some random holdings, even a random holding up here. They are ruled by Russians. So the main powers present here is Gonabadid, Kutayid, and the Timurids. Perm is basically a rump state because they just formed and they have possibly the poorest provinces in all of the world. None of these small states here are free. I think they're just currently revolting against Byzantium, but they are destined to fail. So the culture looks like this. There's actually almost no Turks, even though, well, this part here is kind of Turkish, but the Gonabadids have not had enough time, so they are mainly Russian and Mordvin. As you can see, there's a mess of cultures here, but it's Turkish and Altaic cultures. All of them are Altaic, except for the Persian, that are for some reason present up here. The religion is about the same. The Gonabadids rule mainly, well, actually it's split between Catholicism and Suomenusku, but they are converting it to Sunni slowly but surely. There's still some Jews around here, but no Jewish state, so I doubt we will see a resurgence of the Jews in EU4. There's some random heretics here. There's Cathars, there's Karaites, there's Nestorians, and Tengris, mixed in with some Catholics and some Suomenusku. There's no Tengri states left either. They are all split between Catholicism and Sunni. So the ruling dynasties here are the Kutayids. Well, you almost don't need to use the dynasty map mode when you're looking at Muslim countries, but at least you can see that there's the Guoladat in the north, the Gonabadids in the center, and the Kutayids in the south. And the Daritai ruling the Timurids, and they are also Turks, because Timur, he like tripped on a stone or got a mace in the face or something and died, and a random courtier took over, so the random courtier turned out to be a Turk, as you can see by the history here. Timur the Noble, that's a weird title for the Scourge of God. Anyway, he died and this guy took over. So not only did they switch culture to Turkish, they also switched religion to Sunni from Shia. And this is mainly Turkish with some Cuman mixed in. So, Georgia. Ruled by an actual Georgian, which is surprising to say the least. They rule over Bedouins and Greeks, and they, like the Russian peoples here, rule over a lot of random, well, Orthodox people and Tengris, lots of random religions. Several different kinds. Also some heretics, monothelites. And the ruling dynasty here is Musaid, which I do believe... No, it's... When is this guy dead? No, he's a random generated guy. I thought it might have been weird. I thought it might have been a guy from Mali. Originally, or a dynasty from Mali. So, let's go back and look from this direction again. Spain. Spain is interesting. Galicia, or Galicia Navarra, as it may be known. Castilian Kingdom, ruling over exactly that, Galicia and Navarra. But I don't think they have the king title of Navarra. No, that's gone. Asturias, looking weird. Half Portugal and a tiny bit of Asturias. And some parts of Galicia. The Knights of Santiago, looking really strong. They basically hold 1/4 of Spain. Lotharingia has a few random provinces here, for some reason. Aquitaine has a random province here as well, but this looks much better in EU4, because they are going to be closer, these provinces. Valencia is actually a free state, I believe, fighting some wars, but they will be free in EU4. And the culture looks like this. The entire southeast is Bedouin. There's no Andalusians left. 2 provinces. This part of Spain, or Aragon, used to be ruled by Frankish people for a long time, so there's no Catalans left. And as it would seem, there's basically Castilian and Bedouin rulers ruling. Well, there's 1 Frankish province there, but ignore that. Religion looks like this. It's basically split. Italy has reconquered a part of this here, so... I have to say that the Mohammedids' presence in Spain is being diminished. But they will probably keep a presence in southern Spain for basically ever, I would say. We already looked at religion and culture, so the ruling dynasties are... Well, I cannot pronounce that, so I'll just say Alceniskis. The Alenquer, that's the dynasty we played as. And this is a German dynasty, the Bern. I think it's German. Maybe French. And of course the Mohammed. And Valencia, being a duchy set to not show family name, is ruled by the Muzaffaradin. Yeah, the Muzaffaradins. So, for Spain... No, not Spain. For France, of course. For France and parts of Italy. We can include Germany. Let's look at Central Europe here. So, Germany is currently fighting a civil war, but they are quite big. I mean, not as big as historical modern Germany, but they are not split in the least. They are ruled by a German carling, actually a queen, Queen Dorothea, that does not have any heirs. Or, well, heirs, yeah, plenty of heirs, but no children. Lotharingia has taken huge chunks of mainland France, seeing as France declined. They lost almost all of their power. I don't know what happened. I think it's just being ruled by so many different cultures and having so much infighting and having infidels on their doorstep all the time has basically taken its toll on France. So France has, well, it's still here, but it's kind of collapsing. Brittany is ruled by Carlings, Frankish Carlings. We can take a look at the dynasties map mode. The Alenquer. Apparently there's the same dynasty that rules Asturias, rules Aquitaine. And here we have some Supponides, the former kings of Italy. And the current rulers of France are the the Fontenay. But as you can see, they've had so many different dynasties ruling it over the last hundreds of years, so it's... yeah. Actually, it seems to be rather stable under this house, the Fontenay. The culture looks like this. There's still some Welsh here, but the Franks have resurged. The Occitan people claimed their own liberty from the Muslims quite some time ago. And yeah, the Italians, having ruled southern France for so long, it's basically Italian. But there's still some remnants of Bedouin life here, which isn't really suited for the fertile lands of southern France, perhaps, but they make do. This is not independent, I believe. No, this is part of Germany. Well, this is actually free. The county of Forez. Yeah, it's the free state of Forez. So, let's take a look at Frisia. Frisia is basically Austria, Austria and the Netherlands. For some reason, their capital is moved here when I convert, but it's here. Well, I guess it has a logical explanation. But anyway, their capital is here in EU4, and their ruler is Welsh. They rule 0 Welsh provinces, but they still they are a strong state in EU4 because of their size. They are basically the Austria if Austria were ruled by people from a far and distant land. They still hold this duchy here, which they got by murdering the little Ölfus girl. At least I think... no, there's no Welsh culture. So, yeah, there's potential for revolter states out of Frisia. But if they keep it together, they're going to be strong. Yeah, we can take a look at Italy at the same time, because we already saw Italy because of their presence here. It's all Catholic, basically. Ruling dynasties, Bonifaci here, and Kalothetos. Yeah, it's a former Greek dynasty. That's kind of fun. So it's Greek Welshmen ruling Dutch and German people, and some French. Yeah, some French people here. Yeah, we can take a look at the boot of Italy as well. Capua is a free state. The papacy is still free. The Great Company rules the boot, excluding the heel and the tip. They also rule Venice. Venice couldn't pay their mercenaries, so they took everything they owned. And they really did take absolutely everything. This is just revolting against Byzantium. The Knights Hospitalier has the boot, no, not the boot, the heel, which is, let's see, they were historically, were they the Knights of Malta or the Knights of Rhodos? Well, at least they are in the Mediterranean, so they are right where they belong. The Abbasids, which are the Egyptians, rule the tip, and there's actually a free state here. Yeah, there's a free state of the Sadids, and for some reason Lithuania owns this. Weird. The culture looks like this. This is one of the most contested areas throughout the entire game. It has been the most contested area. There's Bedouins, Greeks, there's Frankish people, there's now Germans, and everything in between. Religion looks like this. There's no Orthodox people left, but there are Catholics and there are Sunnis, and this used to be the Shia Caliphate once upon a time. So, let's go east. Bohemia. We almost looked at all of Bohemia, but we know the ruling dynasty, and they rule mainly Bohemian people, and they are entirely Catholic. The Teutonic Order here owns a few provinces. In let's see, what culture are they? They are actually Bohemian. They probably inherited it from some Bohemian knight. Lithuania owns this part of Bohemia. Actually Swedish. It's even de jure Sweden. The Byzantine Empire. It's been crushed and has resurged in the Balkans. So the term Balkanized will not apply to this universe. They are ruled by a Greek branch of the Masoviecki Polish branch. And they rule lots of different kinds of people. There's Russians, Avars, Bedouins, Bulgarians. There's also a tiny free state here. It's the White Company, led by a Norseman called Tyche the Fat. Lotharingia has a tiny presence. Bohemia has some provinces randomly located inside of the empire. There's some free states here. Bihar is free. Poland has a presence. And Ruthenia has a presence. I think... Yes, this is a free state as well. It's the free county of Kronoi. So, for Greece. For some reason, Constantinople is controlled by Poland. Which isn't that surprising really, seeing as the Byzantine Empire are ruled by a Polish king. Or, well, one of the former Polish kings. So there's probably some inheritance that happened. Still a heavy Muslim presence. The emirate of the Muradids. And the kingdom, no, the Sultanate of Anatolia still has a heavy presence in Greece. Italy has some parts. The Abbasids of Egypt. The Muhammadids, of course, have a presence everywhere. And Crete, which is a free state, owns this part here, Athens, I think, Athenae. And this is probably the next most contested area in the entire game. Just look at the culture. It's Castilian, Bedouin, it's Greek, it's been Frankish. The religion looks like this. There's still some Orthodox people, mainly Catholics, but also some Sunni. This is Orthodox. This is actually the last Orthodox state in the world. Impressive. But I do think that they are... they will not convert over in EU4 because they are too small. They will keep their core though. So, for Anatolia here. The Knights of Santiago has some provinces here. Inland provinces though. They will keep them, but they will most likely not keep them, if you get what I mean. They have cultures shifted it to Castilian, and there's loads of different cultures. No, actually not that many, but there's Castilian, Greek, and Bedouin. The Greeks are still going strong, even though there's mainly been Bedouin rulers here for I don't know how long. Religion looks like this, some historians, and the ruling dynasties. Well, I didn't even have to activate the ruling dynasties map mode, but it's interesting to see nonetheless. So here we have the Akins. I think they're a free state. Mesopotamia is also a free state, I believe. And the Dalisandunids are the Anatolians. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is also a free state. Shirvan here. But I do believe that these are... No, actually. Kirkuk is a free state. The Tumakids are a free state. But Syria and Bostra are not free states. Mahdi is also part of a revolter. The Muhammadids' capital is in Lam, or Elam, I think. Very close to Baghdad, yeah, it's not Baghdad. Almost Baghdad. That would have been entirely suitable. So, the religion looked like this. Still some Monophysites, some Nestorians, some Orthodox people. And the culture looks like this. The Levantine people are entirely Bedouinized. There's almost no Kurds left. And yeah, everyone is a Bedouin, more or less. So, for Persia here, half of Persia is ruled by the Timurids, half is ruled by the Cavusid, which is they are actually Persians. The rest are Turks. All of these are Turks. And also Khiva is here, which is Turkish, of course, because everyone is a Turk here. Here we have a free duchy, though it's rather split. At least it has coastal holdings along the southeastern part of Arabia. It's the Emirate of Oman. These are revolter states. And then we have Abyssinia, which has had a heavy... Well, I'm not going from left to right now, I'm just going back this way. It's fine. Abyssinia has had this for a long time, as we all know. It's even Ethiopian. They have not succeeded in converting all of their lands, which is surprising, actually, seeing as it's been Sunni for, I don't know, eternity. Yeah, along the northern part of Africa here, there's Egypt. You can take a look at Egypt, by the way. Ruled by the Abbasids. And yes, it is the Abbasid house that we all know and love. Let's see here. Yes, they are descendants of the Emperor. Or the Caliph, actually, not the Emperor. But they are Bedouin, not Egyptian. This is a free state, Tunisia. Ruled by the Fadilids, I think? Yeah, the Fadilids. The Muhammadids rule most of North Africa, as they have for a long time. Finally, we have the Metartids, which are Bedouins as well, but it's a heavy Mande presence here, so they will be Mande or Mali cultured in EU4. The religion looks like this. There's still a heavy West African presence, so they will have loads of revolts, most likely. And let's see if there's something I forgot. Something interesting. Actually, I think that's it. I could search for some of the lost dynasties, but I don't think it's worth it. Most of them are gone, and those who are important are already covered here. The ones that are still ruling. The sad thing about the EU4 converter is that so much is lost. It has so few settings for vassals that only the autonomous vassal countries even get vassals, I think. There's no slider or setting to say, like, if they have anything but absolute crown authority, for example. They would have the cores of the vassal left, so that they could be released in a war, for example. Which is what made the EU3 converter so good. But as I want to play EU4, I'll live with the converter and what it does. In the next video, I will cover the conversion process, so you will see how the EU4 game will look, and also what I did to it. I will go through every detail of the changes I did. I did go through some of the changes this time, but not all of them, far from all of them. So check in for the conversion and look at the conversion video if you want to see every single little detail that I changed. So anyway, let's leave this beautiful world and enter into the Renaissance, shall we? Thank you for watching, and goodbye.